Right. Let's do it. I absolutely love video games. And I'd even say that video games have made me who I am today.
What's a brony? Most people wouldn't know what one is. And it was actually a should laughter to incident actually, where my sister was on like a website lifting up memes and stuff for a bit of a laugh, and she came across this pony one. And she was quite bizarre, confused by it.
In this documentary, we'll be looking at why people are fans of anything, whether it be a video game, person or film, and how far they will go to call themselves such. This is How to Nerd. Fandom. The fans of a particular person, team or fictional series are regarded collectively as a community or subculture. So we'll start simply with a question of how did you start watching MLP?
You mean how I got into it though?
Yeah.
Well, the proof is, it was quite some time ago. It was around about the time when it was still not a thing, where people was like, what's a brony?
So you've said before that you're a fan of Troy Baker. Why so?
Because I think he has a way of conveying emotions and acting through just his voice and kind of mocap that people do in a way that a lot of actors where you see their full body can't.
Are you afraid of God?
No. But I'm afraid of you.
Most people wouldn't know what one is. And it was actually a should laughter to incident actually, where my sister was on like a website lifting up memes and stuff for a bit of a laugh, and she came across this pony one. And she was quite bizarre, confused by it. So, in the logical steps she brought me upstairs to have a look at it.
Have you done anything to like get in contact with him? Have you like tried him on Twitter, like email, anything like that?
I actually went to a bar in Soho when he was performing last month, and I saw him. I didn't actually get to meet him, unfortunately, but he was performing with his band in Soho. And fortunately, I was in Soho for the Good Food Show at the time, and I convinced my group of friends there to come with me to go and watch Troy Baker. So,
this is Malcolm Cat, gamer and ex-brony. With his view on the brony culture and fandom, we're going to look at why people choose to watch such a show, how they got into it in the first place, and why they stopped watching it.
Me, and well, I had no clue what it was either. It was like, all I saw was just, what the hell is this? We did a little bit of research and found out that it was from the show My Little Pony, and that it had gained a couple of adult viewers. It was like, so we were wondering, really, how is this kid show done so many viewers? So we thought, in our ignorance, we would look up an episode of it. About 20 episodes later, we stopped looking up the episodes. And I think that's pretty much says for itself when I got into ponies.
So, once you watched the show, did you go any further? Like, did you did you go on forums? Did you buy merchandise? Did you do anything like that?
Not really. I was a lazy brony. I didn't really spend much. Granted, I looked up a couple of news sites where I could get my information from, but apart from that, I tend to stay away from the forums. I'm not really a positive person.
So, you told me before the interview that you stopped watching My Little Pony. Why is that?
I think a combination of being too lazy to watch TV, and also the fact that the community had done a bit haywire. Like, it was still nice and all that, but a lot more of the bronies you would see on YouTube comments kept popping up. Like, one person would make a tiny little joke about like Twilight Sparkle and everyone would lose their that kind of thing. And it was just, when you're a part of a community that sprouts out love and friendship and sharing, and then you hate on someone just because they made a little bit joke about Twilight Sparkle or they don't see the same way as you do, makes you wonder.
Would you link that kind of ideology and like theory to, say, other fandoms, say like Doctor Who?
Not really. I haven't seen much hatred with Doctor Who fans. If they say they don't like Doctor Who, you don't really see someone say, "Oh, I'm gonna come round and murder you." You don't really see that.
You don't see anything as like that over the top.
Yeah.
Okay, then so how would you? So like being someone like from the outside, because you still like know, you understand the story, you
Yeah.
understand the characters and everything like
Yeah,
that.
I still even have a couple of brony mates.
Yeah, so from outside looking in, as an ex-brony, I'll just do that. How do you see the community as it was before and as it is now?
Before it was a lot more smaller, really. Of course, a lot more smaller.
Yeah.
It was also a bit more sort of quieter. Like you wouldn't see most people going out there. A lot of people were more closet bronies back then.
So the stereotypical in the mother's basement watching My Little Pony in a dark room.
Yeah,
monitor,
like when no one's home kind of thing. But
Uh,
now people are a lot more open about it, I have to admit. Like, people are a lot more proud to say, "I'm a brony, here I am."
do you understand why people go to BronyCon or like the barn ball or things like that?
Probably the same reason why people go to Comic-Con, really. They want to go to a place where they can meet up with a bunch of other people who like the same things they do and dress up as their favourite characters.
That's all we have time for in part 1, but join us in part 2 when we answer how to nerd.